Today, we delve into the corridors of power and unveil the legislative drama that has unfolded in Nigeria since the inauguration of the current National Assembly, with over 500 plus bills introduced in the Senate and nearly 1,000 plus in the House of Representatives. The halls of governance have been anything but quiet, if we may look at it or call it that way. Now, among these legislative proposals that have sparked controversy in Nigeria, a handful which has ignited fierce debates and passionate protests, we recognize and realize on an opinion-based program such as Viewpoint, where we discover perspectives and embrace dialogue. We explore the controversial bills that have sparked intense discussions across the nation. Join us shortly. I'm Odiawa AI. You're welcome back to the show. The show is Viewpoint, where we discover perspectives and embrace dialogue. We will be looking at bills which had actually sparked wildfires or hurricanes, igniting controversies all through 2024. To begin with, one of the bills which actually sparked controversies in 2024 was the bill speedily passed for the change in the national anthem, the Nigerian national anthem. Now, in a move that had ignited passionate debate across the nation, the Nigerian Senate passed a bill in May 2024 to reinstate the original national anthem of 1978. The decision actually left many citizens bewildered and frustrated, questioning the motives behind such a significant shift in focus. While proponents of the bill argue that returning to the roots of the nation's heritage will foster unity and national pride, critics or pundits were quick to slam the move as a misguided distraction from Nigeria's pressing issues. With the country actually grappling with economic challenges, security concerns, social unrest, many believe that swapping an anthem will do little to address the core problems which was actually facing the nation. The debate had sparked a fiery discourse on social media, no doubt about that, with hashtags trending and citizens voicing their concerns about priorities. The rhetorical question is, was it an attempt to actually rewrite history or a genuine return to its actual heritage? Now, as the anthem's melody, echoes through the halls of the Senate, the question also will remain, can a song truly alter the course of the nation? Only time will tell if this bold move will resonate with the Nigerian people or fade into the background of political theatrics. Next up will be the counter-subversion bill. The counter-subversion bill came in August 2024. Nigeria's proposed counter-subversion bill was ignited a firestorm of controversy and public outcry, no doubt about that. The bill, which sought to impose jail term for individuals who refuse to sing the newly mandated national anthem and dare to insult politicians or the political elite. It was actually met with fierce contention or resistance from citizens and activists alike. Social media platforms, a particular niche which has not been forgotten since the regime of Buhari, even up till now. The platforms actually erupted with a cacophony of dissent as Nigerians voiced their fears that such legislations would stifle free and fair speech and undermine the very essence of democracy. Critics have actually argued that the bill represented a dangerous overreach by the government, aiming to silence dissent and control the narrative surrounding political disclosure. The backlash was swift in any case and unrelenting, with protests and campaigns rallying against what many actually viewed as an appalling infringement on individual rights. Now, in the face of mounting pressure, the government was forced to withdraw the bill, marking a significant victory for the freedom of speech advocates across the nation. Next up will be the Immunity Clause Bill, now which was another bill which stirred another controversial wildfire in the National Assembly and the Nigerian polity at large. The National Assembly had actually pushed through the contentious Immunity Clause Bill, thereby igniting outrage across the country. This legislation, which aimed to grant sweeping immunity to the leaders of the National Assembly, had met with fierce opposition from critics who argue it serves only as a shield for corruption, shielding lawmakers from accountability. The halls of power were rife with tension as heated debates, which of course in any case will erupt, actually unfolded. The passionate voices echoing concerns of ordinary Nigerians across the streets. Chaotic sessions also characterized with discussions revealing deep divisions among lawmakers and the populace alike. Now, despite the discord, the bill emerged victorious, now enshrined in the established laws of the land, the Nigerian Constitution. Well, as news of the bill's passage ripples through the nation, many citizens are left seething with frustration, the sentiment which is evidently clear. This law is perceived as a betrayal of public trust, if I may say for that, food for thought for sure. A move that actually prioritizes the protection of political elites over the fight against debasement of corruption. The implications of this decision will undoubtedly resonate for years to come as Nigerians grapple with the question of accountability in any governance that emerges in any administration. Next will be the Water Resources Bill. The Water Resources Bill is actually one of the rundown of one of the bills which was actually initiated in the National Assembly. The proposed Water Resource Bill has ignited a fierce backlash across Nigeria. This bill, which mandated the citizens to obtain permits for drilling boreholes on their own property. I mean, this is just natural gift source. Now, drilling boreholes on their own property, it had actually been met with viral outrage. Why? Because they needed to obtain permits. Many Nigerians saw this legislation as a direct assault on the fundamental rights that should allow them to access water freely on their own land. And I want to believe those lands were procured via documentation from the same governments. Critics have also argued that access to water is a basic human right, and the government's attempt to regulate borehole drilling was an overreach that undermined individual autonomy. If we may look at it that way, rationally speaking, it very well falls in line. The backlash was so intense that it forced the House of Representatives or the Green Chamber to rethink their stance. Now, in a dramatic twist, the bill was swiftly scrapped, highlighting the power of public outcry in shaping legislation. The incident serves as a potent reminder of the importance of safeguarding individual rights, particularly or especially when it comes to essential resources such as water. Then we'll move over to the Social Media Regulation Bill. In a world where social media wields immense power over public discourse in this day and age, might we ask, could the political elites be afraid of revealing whips from the social media platforms? Just to mention a few: Twitter, Facebook, just to mention your YouTube, which is visually also. The proposed Social Media Regulation Bill had also ignited a firestorm of controversy as lawmakers championed this bill as a crucial tool to combat the rampant spread of misinformation and safeguard citizens from perils of online abuse. In any case, a growing chorus of critics warned that this legislation is nothing less than a veiled attempt to stifle free speech and curtail expression. The implications of this bill are profound, touching upon the very foundation and privacy of personal expression. If we look at these features and attributes, they are all tenets of democracy. Activists and influencers from all over corners of Nigeria had actually united against what they perceived as an overreach of governmental power, rallying to protest the digital rights of citizens. As the debate continues to unfold, the nation finds itself at a crossroads, one that could redefine the landscape of digital communication in Nigeria. This is more than just a legislative proposal. It is a national dialogue about our future in the digital age. Will we actually embrace a framework that ensures safety and accuracy, or will we allow fear to actually determine or dictate the terms of our expression? Lastly will be the tax reform bill. In the rundown, now the tax reform bill was President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's for tax reform agenda, which had actually sparked fierce debates, most especially in northern regions of Nigeria, as citizens grapple with rising costs and dwindling resources, which has actually been a characteristic feature since the year commenced. The proposed changes of the tax system had intensified the sense of financial strain felt by many families all over the country. The atmosphere was charged with tension as lawmakers weighed the implications of the reforms. Critics argued that these measures could exacerbate the already heavy financial burden on Nigerians, pushing them further into economic distress. Now, this backlash has been palpable, prompting the Green Chamber or the lower chamber to suspend the debate on the bill, at least for now, as they navigate the turbulent seas of public opinion all over the country. Now, as these bills on a conclusive note navigate through the legislative labyrinth, they serve as a stark reminder of the challenges facing Nigerian society. The passion surrounding these issues illustrates the critical role of public discourse in shaping the future of governance in our nation, Nigeria. The question will continue to remain: will lawmakers heed the voices of the people, or will these controversies continue to fester in the shadows of the National Assembly? From Veegil Media, I'm Odiawa AI. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.